We open to Fox and his new friend returning from a night's hunt. Now, considering that she appears in the majority of the episode, I feel like I finally have the opportunity to talk about her. This is Vixen, played by Stacey Jefferson, who, in actuality, has gone on to become one of the fan base's favourite characters alongside Fox in Scarface, who appears in the second series. And to be fair, it's not hard to see why. While Fox kind of fills the role as the kind of everyman leader with his own problems and complex issues that he has to overcome and his own emotional baggage, Vixen is the complete other side of that coin. She's funny, she's smart, she's kind, but she knows when to take things seriously and she knows how to and what to fight for. She can sometimes act as the rock for the other characters to lean on because she has no personal problems of her own, with the exception of some in Series 2. And to top it off, she's just a really good character. She's the kind of one that you want to come back and watch. And her voice acting is pitch perfect. I personally do love her character, but I do feel that she's just a little bit uninteresting of a character. Don't get me wrong, she's a great character to watch and is very compelling through her personality, but the lack of any actual character development or any personal problems that she has to overcome does make for someone that's a little bit unengaging. She changes very little in her personality, her outcomes, her outlook on the whole situation of the series and life in general changes very little from this point to the end of Series 3. But to be fair, this is a huge show with a massive cast, many of which get massive amounts of character development and take up the majority of both this and the following series, so it's no wonder she didn't get that much character development. But I can see why she's such a popular character, and I completely agree with it. But anyway, on to breakfast, and it's revealed that Fox has actually told Vixen everything about his friends and their journey.
Such restraint, to protect the weaker animals you would normally hunt, and to lead them on a journey.
Noble. I hadn't looked at it quite like that before.
Oh? How had you looked at it?
As a nuisance.
Well, that puts my big analysis of Fox's character from last episode a big dampening, but I guess what goes around comes around, as we'll see later on. But they're informed by a friendly fat owl that apparently the train did go by here, but he has no idea where they're going. And no, he's not just told by some random crow this time. Apparently he did actually have a chat with Owl herself.
Oh, now you mention it, I did have a lengthy conversation with another owl recently. Claimed they were travelling to some nature reserve, if you please.
Was there a badger with them?
Well, now you come to mention it,
He's safe?
large as life.
Which direction were they heading for?
Your owl was rather obscure about that.
Sounds familiar.
But we move on to one of the more moving and emotional moments in the series, and an all-too-real revelation that Fox has.
The sooner I find them, the sooner I lose you.
Come on.
Hey, I said it was moving, not complex. But we cut back to the train, who's now moving up this big hill to get to a copse, in the middle of what seems to be a hunting land. Gee, I wonder if that's going to play a role in the episode later. They've been so subtle at addressing it. And so, well, we move on to the fact that the writers probably realised that we haven't had enough inconvenience from Mole yet, so he falls off Badger's back, of which he is blissfully unaware of, and he flounders around on the hill like a beached Magikarp.
Of course, if it wasn't for us rabbits, all this grass would be sky high.
I thought it was the sheep who kept it down.
Oh no, I don't see any sheep. Do you see any sheep? See, it's rabbits.
Well, I always thought rabbits must be some use, but I couldn't think for the life of me what it was.
Racist!
Looks like Molly's lost his transport. Poor little Molly's lost his way. Oh, shut up.
I see better.
Why doesn't Mole just dig under the ground and dig his way up the hill? He's proven time and time again that he can dig faster than he can walk, so why doesn't he just do that? And it's not like he even has to listen for feet this time. If he pops out, that means that he's going up and not forward. But anyway, we catch back to Fox and Vixen, who seem to be catching on with their trail.
It'll be so good to see them again.
Oh, now you care! A little inconsistent, aren't you? I mean, I can understand the frustration, it's not exactly an easy job, but at least have some consistency in what you think about your job. But of course, yet another scene plays in our vermin love story that becomes tense and emotional.
You are lucky to have so many friends. I've never had many.
You could now, if you'd stay with me. As my mate.
I couldn't stay with anyone until they'd proved themselves. But I'm not saying no. I'll decide as we go along.
And for those of you who thought I should have used a more modern pop song that had to do with an indecisive lover, then you can all go to hell, along with all the photocopiers. Regardless of our Generation X heartache going on, Vixen decides to help Fox track back his friends, whilst Fox decides to pile on those clingy and mildly creepy.
You'd be such a help to our bunch of travellers. You will come back, won't you? I couldn't bear to lose you. Not now.
Last time I said that to a girl, I lost my eyelashes from a curling iron. You might want to reconsider your boundaries here, Fox. Then again, she wasn't actually my girlfriend. But anyway, the train, minus Mole, manages to make its way up the hill, but they soon realise what they've left behind.
They do say, Badger, that talking to oneself is the very first sign of madness.
What do you mean, talking to myself? I was talking to Mole. Here, Mole. Mole? Where are you?
Here, Badger.
There, what did I tell you? Oh!
It seems that Mole has disappeared.
Oh no.
I guess they made a molehill out of a mountain. But anyway, because Fox is retracing the train's steps, he naturally comes across the massacre that happened last episode, along with an appropriate face to go with it.
Did you do this?
Easy pickings.
I bet.
Why are you so upset? You're as bad as that stupid Badger, you.
Badger?
Yeah, and the hair. All sorts there were. Whole bunch of lunatics moaning, going on. And all because of a few mice. I ask you.
Which way did they go?
That way. Why? You hungry like?
Hungry? Why, you punk.
Thanks. Thanks. Nobody said anything so nice to me in ages.
So Fox takes the direction from the Deathbird, which is the mix of Pinhead with the voice of Polly Shore, and goes off to meet his friends. Meanwhile, Vixen finds herself in a spot which doesn't look anything like a spot where the characters were in the last episodes, and comes across a prophetic metaphor.
Do you have a mate?
Yes, and a family too.
Don't you miss your freedom?
Haven't the time. Much too busy.
I see. I used to like walking alone in the morning dew.
And now?
And now I don't know what to do.
Vixen?
Is he brave and true?
Probably.
If you don't try, you'll never know.
It's funny how these two scenes represent how the exact antithesis of each other are played out. Fox has to deal with the psychopathic killer bird who is standing next to the corpses of his friend's dead children, whilst Vixen has a friendly chat with a sociable family bird and her children in a peaceful grotto. Heads and tails here, people. But anyway, the sound of a duck fart, which I'm guessing is supposed to be the sound of a bugle, signals the sound of a fox hunt. Here come the Tories!
Hey! Run for your life! Run for your life! Ike! Ike!
I just realised that bird is saying the word Ike over and over again. Interpret that what you will. But thankfully, Mole manages to make his way up to the cops just as the hunt gets underway.
I'm sorry, Badger. You were so tired, and I did so want to help. And, oh dear,
I always end up being such a nuisance. I'm sorry. Oh, I am sorry. It's all right. At least you're safe. Did you see the hunt? Yes, don't worry. We'll be all right up here. I hope there aren't any foxes about. So do I, Moley.
Meanwhile, the beagles seem to have picked up Vixen's scent and they're now after her. Fox, completely and blissfully unaware of this, and he makes his way back to his friends.
That way!
Tally-ho! You clumsy twat, how can you trip over that root? You're not in a Friday the 13th movie. Oh, and now that's just ridiculous. It's like a dog version of the Blues Brothers climax.
Run, girl.
What's happening? I can't see. Better you don't, Moley.
Apparently everyone's just as blind as Mole is right now, because they can't see the fox is right down the hill! Sorry, amazing tension going on here. Do continue. Look at that tongue, hanging out of his mouth like a piece of soggy spaghetti. But anyway, Fox can't help to just watch his potential mate's demise, so he rushes back down the hill to save her, with his friends finally able to see him as he does so.
It's Fox! No! What is he doing? Fox deliberately ran across the path of the hounds when they were after another fox, a vixen. He'd put himself in terrible danger to save her.
Of course he is. Foxes in film and TV seem to go out of their way to protect their mates. Although he could have just fed the beagles blueberries, because as we know, beagles love blueberries. But unfortunately, Fox's efforts don't seem to do much, and now they're doubly fucked.
Kestrel! What's happening?
The Vixen hasn't escaped. Some of the hounds are following her too. Now they are both in trouble.
If only the rabbits hadn't panicked, none of this would ever have happened.
Thanks, Lieutenant Obvious. If they kill him, you'll be sure to let us know. Also, stop breaking the fourth wall. But while Fox manages to make his way back to his friends, his new, rather eager ones also want to join them too.
He's drawing them towards us!
Badger, we should run.
No, remember the oath. We must all stand together and fight.
But we'll be torn to pieces!
Weasel's got a point. For a change, there won't be any oath to keep if you're all dead, or if one of you leads you to certain doom. But the animals watch on regardless as they try and watch their old and tired friend climb the hill whilst he's being eagerly pursued by the vicious and bloodthirsty dogs.
Prepare yourselves, everyone. Kestrel, Owl, is there anything we can do?
We can try to head them off.
Come on, Fox.
It's all right. They've called off the hounds.
So it seems that Fox has made it, with the toffs now pissing off to go and find Vixen instead. But enough about that. Happy reunion time!
Fox, ho-ho!
Oh no! What have I brought on you all?
It's all right, Fox. The riders have turned back.
You're safe. They've gone after the other poor fox.
Oh no! I've failed her!
Who, Fox, old boy?
The Vixen I met on my way back to you. I wanted her to be my mate.
Oh well, enough of that I suppose. Time to go and save another fox. Alien volunteers?
Aww.
Well, any thoughts at least?
I bet she gets away.
3 to 1 on. Any takers?
I'll take a piece of that. It's gotta be better than the time I bet on Sad Ken the horse. But back to more serious matters.
I've failed her.
No. She's out of the wood.
Deja vu, eh, Fox? Oh, and speaking of which...
They're coming this way. Whoops.
Come on. You're almost there. I'll head them off. You can make it.
Quick, someone get us some tinfoil and a laxative! But before we can have ourselves a gender reversal Titanic, the most unexpected thing ever happens. Ada saves Vixen!
Come on, Vixen.
Well, he's dead. But that's one dead guy to 2 living foxes. Seriously, I would have never seen that happening. And I never would have expected Ada to do something like that. But then again, we'll get to that in the end. But the hunt is called off, and it seems that Boggis, Bunce and Bean won't be stringing up their little cuss tonight. But Vixen manages to make her way up the hill, in the sanctuary of her new friends. Meanwhile...
Found you. You're a heroine, Ada.
Don't be stupid. Wasn't me.
Oh, yes, it was.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was some other stupid snake.
It was Ada, all right. Hooray! Hooray for Ada!
I'll never live this down.
So after that pantomime routine...
I know what you did. Heading them off.
I couldn't bear to think of you. And those hounds?
You risked your life for me.
Were you on your way back to me?
Yes,
Does that mean?
I would be honored to be your mate.
Oh, I'm so happy. Welcome, my dear. You're one of us now.
So this episode was... awesome! It did everything it was supposed to do perfectly. The introduction of a new character, the rejoining of Fox with the train, the foreshadowing of this taking place in a hunting land, the epic chase sequence, loads of great character development all over the board. It's just a plain fun episode to watch. Vixen, like I said, is a great character and is one that we enjoy seeing, which makes the perfect addition to the group. And makes the climax all the more intense, especially since the notion of killing her off is still possible since she was still just a relatively new character at this point. Speaking of which, that's brilliant also, using an element that was clear and perfect as a threat to the animals, especially to Fox, and uses it in a situation where the other animals are unable to help, allowing Fox to have the limelight again. Also, Ada's action here, while sporadic, do help to make her a more complex character, and alludes to moments in the later series to show that she really does have a soft side and cares for her friends, despite her, pardon the pun, scaly nature. There is some annoyance here or there, along with the unnecessary reminder of the horrific events from last episode, but the good elements make up for that tenfold, plus it gives us great foreshadowing for later events, particularly in Series 2. Overall, this was a fantastic episode, and is the perfect episode to just jump into to Series 1 if you're hoping to watch out of context and just see anything. But it's also a great episode in the grand scheme of things in the story too. Next episode may not be as exciting, but it does give us the introduction of another new character, and gives us some interesting heights to climb. Why do I make these awful puns?